Hello, I'm Pete Martin for www.jazz-mandolin.com. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to keep up with all my latest videos. This Parkerisms series of videos looks at the cliche phrases used by great saxophonist Charlie Parker, one of the inventors of bebop and the modern jazz language. So if you want to sound authentic as a bebop player, you definitely need some Charlie Parker in your playing. Of course, Parker's nickname was Bird, so you should look up any Charlie Parker videos and definitely listen to his playing. Parkerisms number 3 is a real cool phrase that he played that outlines a major chord. A lot of his phrases were on dominant 7 chords, but this is one of the few ones that he played where he did this against a major chord. So we'll use, in example 1, we'll use a C major chord and the key of C major. Okay, so a C major chord is the notes C, E, and G. The 1, 3, 5 of the C major scale. If you don't know that, you need to study some very basic music theory. Would really help. So we're going to use these 3 notes, the C, E, and G, and we're going to approach them as follows. We're going to do a scale note in the key of C above, down into the target, which is one of the notes of the chord. Then on the next target note, we're going to go a chromatic note below and into the target. So I'm going to start on a G note. This musical phrase goes high to low. So we're going to start on the highest note I can play in a G chord in first position. The highest note I can play in a C chord, C major, in first position, which is the note G, the 3rd fret on the E string. So I'm going to play one note in the C scale above that, or A, and then down into the target note G. The next target is going to be C, a 5th lower. We're going to go to a chromatic note below C, which is B, and into C. The next note will be the E that's above that. That's the next target. We're going to play a scale note above that, which is F, and then down into the E note target. The next note will be the G that's on the D string. So we're going to play a chromatic step below that, F sharp, and into the G. The next note will be the C on the A string. That will be the scale note above that, which will be D, and down into C. Sorry about that. The next note, target note, will be E. We'll play the chromatic note below that, E flat, into E. The next note will be the G note on the D string. The next target will play the scale note above that, A, down into G. And then the final one will be a C note on the G string, so we'll play a chromatic note below that into the target. So once again, chromatic note above, down to the target, scale note above, down into the target, chromatic note below, into the target. So if I put the whole thing together, it sounds like this. So I play example 1 a couple of times here. And a little faster. In example 2, we're going to use a B-flat major chord and the B-flat major scale. So the notes in the B flat major chord are B flat, D, and F. So the highest note we can play in first position of those is the B flat, but we have to use the pinky on the 6th fret of the E string to get that, and we would need to start a note in the scale above that. So we're going to use the F note as our first note because we can easily play in first position a scale note above that. So F is our target. We're going to start a scale note above that, G down to F. Sorry. There we go. So once again, G to F. F, of course, being the 5th of B flat, and that's our target note. Okay, our next target will be the B flat, the 1st fret on the A string. We'll play a chromatic note below that, or A, into B flat. Our next target will be a D note on the A string. We'll play a scale note above that in the B flat major scale, which is E flat, down into the D. Our next note will be the F note on the A string. We'll play a chromatic note below that, which will be E into F. Our next target note will be B flat, the index finger, the 1st fret of the A string. We'll play a scale note above that, the note C, down into the target. The next target note will be D, the open D string, or I'm going to play at the 7th fret of the G string. We'll play a chromatic note below that, which will be C sharp. So I'm going to play a C sharp and then a D on the G string. I like to use both the pinky finger on both of those. If you want to play the ring finger to the pinky finger, that's fine. Or if you want to play open D, that's fine. Okay, the next note, target note, will be F, the 3rd fret of the D string. We'll play a scale note above that, or G, down to F. And the final one will be a B flat note, the 3rd fret of the G string. We'll play a chromatic note below that, or A, into B flat. Okay, so here is example 2 played slow. I play it slow and faster here. And a little faster. When you use this phrase, you don't have to use the entire phrase like I just did. You could use short bits and pieces of it. So like the first one in C. I could play that much and then go on to another line. Something like that. Something like that. You sure don't have to use the entire thing. Also, while the transcribing I've done of Charlie Parker, I only transcribed him using this on major chords. You could easily do this same thing against minor chords and dominant 7ths. Just use the same idea, scale note above, chromatic note below. And also, you should learn this in all of the keys, eventually, in every key, so that you can use this no matter what major chord you encounter. I hope you've enjoyed this little look into some pet phrase of Charlie Parker's. Take a look at all my other Parkerisms videos for more of these things that he liked to play. And subscribe to my channel so that you can keep current of all the latest video releases I'm doing. I'm Pete Martin. Thanks for watching.